One of my viewers asked me if I had done an update on my methylene blue experiment, and I had to admit that no, I hadn't, but I was going to do one soon, and so that's what I'm doing today. Hi there, my name is Sue. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about why I'm taking methylene blue and what's been happening since I've been taking it. So if you haven't heard of methylene blue and don't know what it is basically the first pharmaceutical drug. It's been around for about 150 years, and it was originally created as a dye for textiles, and it was used for dyeing jeans and that sort of thing. And then they started using it to dye tissue samples, for using under microscopes and that sort of thing. And what happened was a German scientist discovered that it actually killed the malaria parasites, and they started using it to treat malaria. And that was the beginning, basically, of the pharmaceutical industry. And so methylene blue has been used in medicine for the last 150 years. Now, it is still on the WHO's list of essential medicines, and it is used in pretty much every emergency room around the world. And so there's a lot of research on methylene blue, and it's been found to be safe and effective as long as you don't use it in too high a dose. Now, the brand that I am using is this one here. I've been getting it on Amazon, and I have a link to it below my video. The reason I chose this one was it was a good price for the size. Seemed like it was really would be really good quality. It contains colloidal gold and ormus minerals, and the colloidal silver and colloidal gold have been it apparently makes it more effective from what I understand. So I chose that one. That was our first brand that we started using, and so we're still using it. Now it is 0.5 milligrams per drop, and a lot of them that are being sold online are the same dose, so half a milligram per drop. So that means if you're taking 20 drops, that's 10 milligrams. All right, now I am currently taking 7 milligrams, and so that's 7 drops, sorry, so that's 3.5 milligrams per day. And I'll tell you how I got there in a minute. So why am I taking it? The reason that I'm taking methylene blue is because I came across it online, people talking about it, and it's actually become quite a hot topic, especially over the last couple of years. A lot of people are microdosing methylene blue, and what that means is basically they're taking small doses for the benefits that provides. Now, as I said, the one that I'm taking is a half a milligram per drop. So the studies on methylene blue have shown that between half a milligram and 4 milligrams per kilo of body weight is safe. But once you get over that 4 milligrams, then it starts having the opposite effect. So basically, methylene blue has a hormetic effect on the body, which means it creates a stress that has benefit, and that benefit kind of keeps going until you get to that 4 milligrams per kilo of body weight, and then it starts having the opposite effect. Now, what methylene blue does is it has quite a lot of benefits. It's antiviral and has a lot of different benefits in the body, but it's one of the ways that it works is that it has benefit for the mitochondria in our cells. So the mitochondria in our cells are the energy factories, and there are the most mitochondria in our body are in our brain cells and in our heart, and they're the two areas that I was really having problems with before I started on the carnivore diet. So if you haven't seen my earlier videos, I had been exposed to mold in the building where I was working. It had a really bad mold problem, and I mean bad, and so I was in there for 4.5 years. Now, I didn't realize at first that the mold was really affecting my health. I didn't put the two and two together. I knew that there was mold there because I'd actually worked in that building for 4 years, quite a few years ago, but I was a lot younger then, and it didn't have the same effect on me. When I went back in there, when I started my business back in there again, I kind of it wasn't until I was moving in I was like, that's right, there's mold in this building. But I figured it would be okay because it was okay the last time. I didn't notice any really severe effects the last time. But what happened this time was I was in there for just over a year, and all of a sudden I gained 15 kilos, and then my immune system started tanking, and then I ended up developing a cough that wouldn't go away, and that was over the last year that I was in there, and this cough just wouldn't quit. And then I kind of really started to think, okay, this mold is really affecting my health, and so that was when I moved my business home. And I've spent the years since trying to get past this mold issue and get my health back on track. So the house that we had been renting prior to this one also had a little bit of a mold issue, and I don't think that helped. I think that was kind of stopping or slowing down my progress as well, whereas this house that we're in now seems to be bone dry, which is great. So one of the reasons that I decided to try the Methylene Blue was to help my mitochondria, because mold exposure hurts the mitochondria. And prior to Carnivore, I was having these weird dizzy spells. I was conscious of the fact that my brain wasn't functioning the way that it used to, and I was also having issues with my heart. So the mold exposure, I'm pretty sure, was a big part of what was going on there. And so when I came across Methylene Blue and found out that it was so beneficial for the mitochondria, that really kind of got me interested in it. The other thing that intrigued me about Methylene Blue is that apparently, because of the effect that it has on the brain, so it's neuroprotective and it has real benefits for the brain. One of the things that apparently it can help with is that it can help to kind of undo trauma and PTSD and anxiety, and it's really beneficial for depression as well. And so because I've had so much issue with anxiety and stuff over the years, I've talked about that quite a lot in my videos as well. That's been there since I was a child, basically. I was kind of hoping that this might be able to help. I had kind of been thinking about maybe experimenting with psilocybin mushrooms, because microdosing those can help as well, but that kind of scares me a little bit. And so when I heard that the Methylene Blue could potentially help with that, I decided to try this instead. So is it having a benefit for me? I'm pretty sure that it is. So if you look at my earlier videos about the Methylene Blue, when I started on it, I kind of had the impression that I needed to probably get up to around 20 drops, between 20 and 25 drops a day. And so when I started taking it, I started on 3, and then I fairly quickly kind of titrated up to about 24 drops a day. And then I had a couple of days where I didn't feel so great. And one day in particular where I was really kind of anxious and agitated, and I did not like that feeling. So I stopped taking it, and I had a day off, and then I went back to 1 drop a day, and then I very slowly moved up to the 7 drops that I'm sitting on now. I've had a couple of days where I've taken 8 drops, but I'm pretty much mostly sticking to the 7 drops. My husband also had a couple of weird days on that higher dose as well. He was taking 25 drops a day, and he had one day in particular where he'd walked into town and he was coming home, and he had to actually stop and hold onto a fence because he was feeling like he was going to, I don't know, fall over or something weird going on with him. So he's backed right off as well, and is now, I think he's on about 10 drops a day. Now for me, it's a bit hard to tell really whether it's making a huge difference or not, because I am just generally feeling better. I'm doing a lot of things at the moment. So I'm doing the Methylene Blue, and I'm using red light therapy, because they work really well together. So they both work with the mitochondria. And so I'm doing red light therapy about 3 times a week, making sure that I get my thyroid as well, because red light therapy has been shown to help with hypothyroid, and my thyroid is sluggish, as the tests that I had just done just recently showed. So I'm picking that the Methylene Blue will help with that as well, because there's mitochondria in all the cells, including your thyroid cells, obviously. So I am using the red light therapy, the Methylene Blue. I'm eating a high-fat carnivore diet at the moment. and I'm doing some castor oil packs over my liver, and I've done a couple of coffee enemas in the last couple of days, just to help benefit my liver and my gallbladder, and that all seems to be working between the castor oil and the coffee enemas. And I'm taking milk thistle for that as well, and what else am I doing? I'm doing all of these things, and I'm just feeling better and better and better. And so I don't know how much of that is the methylene blue, but unless I have the feeling that it's causing me problems, I'm not going to stop taking it. My plan is to take it for probably quite a while, and because I want to see how, I want to get my health to where I want it to go, where I want it to be. Now, I've been asked, why would I take that when it's not a natural substance? So, for me, this is quite a biggie because I don't do pharmaceutical drugs. I have not had antibiotics since 1990, so that's like 34 years. And since that time, the only pharmaceutical medicine that I have taken at any point has been Panadol. And that's rare. Like, I don't take them very often. I had 15 solid years when we were living in Australia where I didn't take any Panadol at all. And even now, it's usually only dental stuff that I take it for. Generally, if I've got something going on with a tooth, or that's pretty much been the only times that I've really used it, or if I've had a bit of a flu, which I haven't had for quite some time. But I've never taken the ibuprofen or any of these other drugs. Panadol is the only one that I use occasionally, and if I've got something going on, I always reach for something natural. I don't reach for anything pharmaceutical. So for me to take Methylene Blue is a bit of a turn up for the books, but because the benefits of it seem to be so intriguing, and there seems to be very little in the way of risk with it, I decided to try it, and because I want the benefits that it has to give. So, and it's such a small dose, I mean, like I said, I'm taking 7 drops a day at the moment, which is 3.5 milligrams. And, when you consider that it's been shown to be safe and effective up to 4 milligrams per kilo of body weight. So for me, that'd be, I don't know how, lots of drops, lots and lots. I'd probably be going through a bottle a day. That's a really tiny dose, and to get the benefits to my mitochondria, I think is worth it. So I probably won't take it forever, but it's for now it's great, and I might take it forever because it has neurological benefits as you age. So I don't know, I'll wait and see. There's a lot of doctors and a lot of functional medicine practitioners online talking about it. A lot of them have dove into all the research, and they're sharing that online. So if this is something that interests you, go and have a look. So who should not take Methylene Blue? Anybody who is on an SSRI or MOA inhibiting drug, because Methylene Blue is an MAO inhibitor. That's one of the reasons why it helps with depression and anxiety. You don't want to take that if you are taking a drug that already does that, because it can cause serotonin syndrome, which can be fatal. So if you're wanting to try Methylene Blue and you're on one of those drugs, you either need to get off the drug that you're on, which you need to do with the help of your doctor or medical practitioner, or work with someone who really knows what they're doing with this stuff, and just see what you need to do to use both. If my understanding is that you probably need to start low with the Methylene Blue and then gradually cut back with your SSRI. But I'm not a doctor, so I don't know. Work with someone who knows what they're doing, because it's dangerous otherwise. Anyone who is pregnant shouldn't take it, apparently, and anyone with the G6PD deficiency. So if you have one of those, you will know about it, because apparently that causes problems, and you will have been generally tested to find out that you have that, because it's something that really causes issues. So they're the people that shouldn't be playing with Methylene Blue. So as I said, there's been quite a lot of research over, I mean, it's been around for over 150 years. Has been shown to be a safe and a very effective drug for many, many things. And so if you are interested in it, I would say go and do your research. Listen to people that know what they're talking about with this stuff, and the people who have dove into the research and know how to read all of that, and then see what you think and make your own judgment. And if you want to try it, I can highly recommend this brand that I'm using, and as I said, I've got a link below the video to that. If you've tried Methylene Blue and you've had results with it, good or bad, I'd really be keen to hear those below the video. I know that when I've looked in the comments of other videos about Methylene Blue, some people can only do 1 drop, and then other people are on 25 drops or more a day. So it just depends on your constitution, how much your body's probably going to detox, what's all going on in your neurological, like in your brain, the neurological side of things. Because for me, that feeling that I had the day that I decided to back right off it was very, very similar to the way that I feel if I smoke weed. And I don't like that feeling, so that real anxious, agitated feeling. That's the reason that I don't smoke marijuana, because it just makes me feel really uncomfortable, and that's what this did. For me, obviously, that higher dose just didn't, it was too much. So you've kind of got we're all different, and the way we respond to things is obviously different. My body tends to be really sensitive to a lot of different things. So that's kind of where I'm at with the Methylene Blue at this stage. So 7 drops a day, feeling bloody awesome most of the time, but I think it's everything that I'm doing. And so if you like this video, make sure to subscribe and like and share with anyone you think might be interested. I thank you very much for watching and listening to me, and I will talk to you again another day. Goodbye for now.